Gary Winogrand, famous photojournalist, I guess you call him, a photographer. Took a lot of street photography that's inspired street photographers of today. There's one photo in particular that I love. Well, there's a lot of photos I love by Gary, but this one in particular, I've been, especially of late, I've been experimenting. No, not even experimenting. I've just been shooting this way for a while now, the last 5-6 months, just locking in with and being limited with a certain ISO on my film. So I'm shooting at 400 and then having a really slow shutter speed and shooting in dark conditions and just making it work. Sometimes, the handout as well, they're going to be blurry. They're not going to be perfect, but I'm not chasing a perfect photo. I'm trying to capture the moment of what's going on. And back then, photographers didn't have that luxury of, buying really high ISO film stocks or just shooting digital cameras like they would now. I imagine it would have been probably a 200 speed. It might be documented somewhere. I don't know, but it was probably using, 200 speed back then. And yeah, this photo in particular is shot at night, and here it is. And I'm going to break down what I like about it, just like I did last week. And why I think this is a special photo. So firstly, center frame. I mean, you're already taking a photo of a pretty slick car. That probably would have been very common, those sort of, I can't tell what car it is, but, convertible coupe. It looks like it's from the 60s. And then you have a gentleman with a big bandage on his nose. Now, who knows what happened? That's a story alone. He's center focus. He's got a massive bandage on his nose. Could have been broken, could have been cut. Who knows? That's the mystery of the photo. You can just get lost in thinking about what that man got up to. How he ended up there with that broken nose. And, and then it's nighttime as well. So whilst he is in focus and he is the focal point of this photo, he's still not perfectly sharp because, again, it would have been shot at a slow shutter. I imagine it was probably shot at the car moving around the corner, probably around an eighth of a second. If it's under a street light, yeah, I don't see how it'd be faster than an eighth of a second, given the film stocks he would have been using. So yeah, it's just cool to see it's capturing motion behind it. Looks like it looks like they're stationary at the moment, like the car's parked, and he's getting ready to drive away. Again, I don't know anything about this photo. Maybe it's spoken about in depth. I'm just going off me liking this photo. So this gentleman in the center with his broken nose, he is highlighted. He is the focal point of this frame. Now, whether Gary meant to purposely have him in focus over the woman, I don't know. I imagine so, but regardless, he is perfectly in center of the frame, which makes me think that he is the focal point. Then you have the woman down here with the fancy hair. Looks like she's just in her own world. And when I first looked at this photo, I thought maybe the gentleman was looking at Gary, but it seems like his eyes are gazed towards her. So, maybe they're having a tiff. Maybe they're not having a tiff. Who knows? But regardless, it's just, the eyes that man has. It looks like, there's some weight behind him. That's just me. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just speculating. The photo, really. But regardless, it's a cool car as well. If everyone's taking photo. If you see a car like this now, again, if you saw just that car on the street, you take a photo of it and you'd be like, yeah, that's a nice photo because it's a cool car that you don't see every day. But this was the norm of every day. But so kind of what makes it more special that Gary's just documenting everyday life that he sees, and that is the norm. And then, yeah, going back to the slow shutter, what I like is, it's capturing movement, and this car here is obviously, it's accelerating. It looks like it's come around a corner, maybe from down here, so it's going this way. Look at that beautiful arrow. So just to clarify, so the car's probably come around from the street. I'm assuming it may have just come directly this way. That no one's really interested in knowing the truth of it, but I'm slightly interested. But it's capturing movement, and they're stagnant. They're in focus. They are the highlight of the photo, but the world around them is moving, which creates, it makes it more dynamic. The other thing is that, like, really, that I really like about this is the bottom half of the frame here, including the gentleman, is much darker tone than the rest of the frame. It looks like the street's well lit where the crossing is across here. There's street lights lighting up the path, and there's also the car's headlights, which are making up the light. And then you have this sedan here, and then this sedan over here that are white, that are offsetting the dark undertone from beneath. So it's almost like a color gradient going all the way through, which I think is just really cool. And it makes for a super pleasing photo. And whilst, I'm not walking on the street all that much where there's, main roads where cars are going past and I'm taking photos. Sometimes, you're at lights and there's something happening. I do try to frame in a similar way. I would love to capture a photo of this, just the dynamic nature of all the north end of the photo that's going on is live and happening, and they are frozen in time, which makes it just a really, really cool photo. That's pretty much all I wanted to highlight with this one for now. It's just a real sleek photo, and it's, you can